and Dolly the ladybird play with their forest friends in their happy little world. Dolly the ladybird and Berry the little snail, always fun games to play, always a brand new tale. Berry and Dolly say, what will we learn today?
January. Eddy and the toy car. The new year had arrived at last. The little friends were all at Stanley's house. The stag beetle proudly showed his friends the new toy cars he'd been given for Christmas. The silver dump truck is my favourite. It's got big wheels, it goes fast. The doors open and you can tip the back up and down, he said with a smile. Let's build a track and drive all the cars around it, Eddy suggested. When the track was finished, they drove all the toy cars on it. Eddy really wanted to try the silver dumper truck, but Berry wouldn't let it go. When he eventually got bored, Leapy pounced on the super truck. Then Dolly took it after Leapy. Eddy only managed to get his hands on Stanley's dumper truck for a few minutes at the end of the day. He pushed it so hard that it rolled under the cupboard. Eddy reached under the cupboard to pull it out, but the wheel got stuck behind the cupboard leg, and it fell off. Eddy tried to push it back on, but it wouldn't turn after that. It started to get dark and the friends were getting tired. Eddy dared not tell the stag beetle that the dumper truck's wheel was broken. Instead, he put it back with all the other toy cars as if nothing had happened. They all said goodbye to Stanley and went home. Eddy soon got back to his house, but he could not get to sleep. He felt very bad about the dumper truck. He woke the next morning to the sound of shouting. Stanley was having an argument with Berry on the hill nearby. Berry, you've broken my toy car. It wasn't me. There was nothing wrong with it when I gave it to Leapy, the snail boy responded, sounding a little offended. Then I'll ask Leapy. Leapy, did you break the wheel on my dumper truck? No, of course not. It wasn't me, the grasshopper girl assured him. I gave it to Dolly. Ask her, Leapy suggested. And so the stag beetle set off to the ladybird girl's house. Eddy felt terrible because he was the one who'd broken the wheel on the dumper truck. Then he had an idea. He had an old and bashed up dumper truck a lot like Stanley's. He found it and hurried over to Flutter's house. Flutter, you've got some silver paint, haven't you? The silver's run out, but I've got some gold. Please help me, the potato beetle said, and he told Flutter the whole story. Flutter was happy to help. She painted the toy car, and it soon shined as bright as new. Thank you, Flutter, said Eddy, and he set off to give the reborn dumper truck to Stanley. When he arrived at Stanley's house, he was greeted by the sound of loud laughter. Did you manage to fix it? Yes, I bumped into Charlie at Dolly's house and I asked him to lend me a hand, Stanley said with a smile. Unfortunately, I never found out who broke the wheel. It was me, Eddy told him. I'm happy you managed to mend it, but I've brought you something too. Oh, that's super! Thank you, Stanley laughed. I'm not angry anymore. Do you want to join us? We're going to race with the toy cars. And the three boys set about building a track for the race.